When I first played Subnautica Below Zero, it was really easy. I didn't die once. And how about we change that? The brand new What the Dock update added a new custom feature menu that you can change like the time of day to. You can change if you're vegetarian or not. And I thought it'd be a great idea to make that as hard as possible. And let's just say it was a lot more difficult than you would think. Now if you do want to enjoy this video, please subscribe, because this is difficult. Okay? You can try it yourself if you have the game, and you'll see why. Okay, here we go. Oh wow, it's night. Whoa, this actually looks cool at night. They should have done this at night. Okay, right, I need to hurry up though. So what I did is I grabbed all of the food and water that was around the drop pod, or whatever that thing is, and then headed towards the water. Also, I'm vegetarian, so I can't eat fish, which is going to be very painful at the start. But if I think if I head over there towards Outpost Zero, I should be fine. There's also a little cave thing here with a bunch of silver and gold. I'm going to grab that, because I think it would be best. On my way back to the drop pod, I grabbed a few resources and whatever, just as you need to. Right, I need to get a builder tool as fast as possible, because otherwise I'm not going to get anywhere. And I was very, very correct. Now, I didn't really know it now, but towards the end of this episode, I realised that the builder tool would be very beneficial towards the end of the game. Very beneficial. But overall, the very early game was actually really basic. It was almost identical to what it was before, collecting resources, crafting items, the basics. There was something to make it hardcore, basically, but I decided not to do that, because I don't particularly want to lose the save. I would probably do it in normal survival, because I haven't actually, in my first time ever playing this game in survival, I actually never died, even though I had no clue what the game was about. So, yeah. Let me kind of close this one. How did I live that? Oh my, okay. I need to seriously rethink doing that stuff. Now that is what I call a close call. I don't know how I lived it, or why I even lived it, but I did somehow, and I'm not complaining about it. After spending around 20 minutes trying to find sea glide fragments, I finally got it. Then, with my newly made sea glide, I went to loot the Altera supply cache. Well, nothing really that great there, but just some extra food and water, which eventually would become very rare. Next on my list was to get the mobile vehicle base so I could start making vehicles. Now, making vehicles isn't necessary, but I wanted to see how much damage any of these things would do, since the damage multiplier was 10 times what it would normally be. After getting and making the mobile vehicle bay, I now needed to venture into the twisty bridges with the first hostile creature, the brute shark. Now, I didn't know how much damage to do at this point, but let's just say they do a lot of damage. Now, that was my first encounter with the brute shark, trying to dangerously get some table coral for the computer chips, but I did escape from it without any threat to me at all, with the air bladder coming in very clutch towards the end. But now it was time to go looking for sea truck fragments. Now, with my insane game knowledge, I basically know exactly where to find every sea truck fragment. Obviously they randomly spawn, but I know where they spawn quite a lot. And with me scanning the final sea truck fragment, I needed to get the resources for the sea truck. Now, obviously, they're really easy to get, so it didn't really take me that long to build one. Right, here we go, first vehicle. Let's go test it on a brute shark then. This was a very, very bad idea. Here's one. Alright, attack me. How much damage do you actually do? Oh my! Are you serious? Oh no. I can still hear it behind me. It's still following me. What the? The aggression. Oh no. It's literally never gonna give up. No. Don't lose it instantly. Oh no. That is not good. It's literally never gonna give up. No. Come on. Okay. This is gonna be a lot harder than I thought. It's still out there. Oh no. And for about the next minute or so, I just sat there contemplating what I just did. And whether I'd actually do this challenge again. But then it came to me. I needed to build bases all of the way down to the crystal caves. It's the only way I could get past any of the hostile creatures. And I still haven't done that yet, but I can't wait to do it. With that massive loss, I decided to head to Outpost Zero to try and see if I can get food and stuff sorted, since I started to run out of nutrient blocks and filtered water. And soon I'd realise bladder fish don't make water anymore. While I was at Outpost Zero, I scanned a few materials and such, including the builder fragment, which would be very, very useful. When I got back to the drop pod, it would be my primary goal to try and build the builder tool, so I could build a base, get food going, and just be in a good position to start doing crazy stuff, you could say. So I needed to venture into the thermal spires. Now there are cryptosuchers, if that's even how you pronounce it here, which I think they do less damage than the brute shark. So I wasn't exactly too worried about them, but I definitely need to try and avoid them. But while on the island, I grabbed some shrub nuts, which I could start growing in my base once I built it, and I got Marguerite's cutscene when you head up to the very top of the island. While I was up there, I didn't really do a huge amount, but I did scan a few pieces like the observatory, and a bunch of inside base pieces. Not really a huge amount, but just I needed to go up there at some point. And it was that very rare daytime that this happened. What? I died to that drop. Okay. This is just like, you probably would have taken like barely any damage from that. I just tripped basically and died. Can't believe that. Oh, what did I lose? Everything important. Okay, I need to go back there. And after losing most things important, I just went around the thermal spires collecting gold and other resources to make the builder fragment and base pieces. Builder tool, or habitat builder, or whatever. That's so handy. Okay, time to actually sort out food now. What I mean by that is to get the indoor grow beds so I can grow the lantern fruits that I got from Outpost Zero. We wouldn't be able to use solar panels very well, because obviously it's basically another day. So I really don't know what I could use. For now though, I'm going to put a multi-purpose room so I can actually grow stuff. Now, even though I just said the solar panels don't work that well, I'm still going to put one on just in case as like a backup power source, or just one that I can use temporarily whenever it's day. Now, I wanted to build a bioreactor, and I needed a very, very easy source to get power at, really. Now, I could grab nearby fish, which is what I did to actually get it running initially, but I wanted to get a long-term plan. So, I grabbed these exterior grow beds and a lot of ribbon plants, so I could actually grow plants and put them into the bioreactor. I also wanted to see if you could grow table coral, which you can't. So, I have to go all of the way into the twisty bridges with the brute sharks to do 60 damage to a sea truck and get table coral, which is very, very difficult to do. But it wasn't long until I had the exterior grow bed placed and had ribbon plants, not table coral, in it, since you can't grow table coral. My next job was to get the bioreactor, which really wasn't that hard since I had most of the resources essentially right next to me, so I had that in place very, very quickly. Then I went outside grabbing fish, most for the first time, and since I was vegetarian, I'm not surprised. And after a very, very long spree, I finally had the base powered. Now this meant I could actually go in it, get oxygen. I wasn't going to put any fabricator in there yet, I was just going to use the drop pod because it's just a lot easier and a lot more efficient on my power. But only having lantern fruits really is not going to cut it. So what I did is I went towards the West Arctic, not the East, and I wanted to get the fevered peppers, as they give you a lot of food and water, along with heat, which really wasn't that much of a big deal to be honest, I don't think, but the food and water plus 15 is very, very useful. Once I arrived, I went around the place looting any boxes or whatever PDAs I could, and then I went up to the bridge to get the hydraulic fluid. Well, and this happened. I jumped off, and then I just realised what happened. That is so annoying. Now, I was dying of hypothermia, so do cut me some slack on that front, but that was a huge setback, and I still haven't continued that, so I probably should do that. Now, once again, if you've made it this far, subscribe because you probably like the stuff I make, so that'd be nice. I also changed up how I did things as well, so tell me if you like it or not.